Oh, well, one thing that is synonymous with this race every year is the appearance of the red arrows, and they fly over the Tyne Bridge at the beginning of the day, sending the runners on their way, and it's always a real heart-in-the-mouth moment, sends the hairs in the back of your neck up, and there they were this morning, as they always are, and the runners all look up, and it's a fantastic sight. Never ceases to be jaw-droppingly phenomenal to experience the sound and the vision of the red arrows. And as they're synonymous with this, well, newsreader Sophie Raworth is becoming synonymous with long-distance running. She's an ever-present pretty much here at the Great North Run. She's improved her times over the years. She's a runner of marathons all over the world. So who better to send up in the cockpit of a red arrow to experience it firsthand?
Here we are, Exeter. We'll flow the coastline over Torbay down to the start point area.
We're in Exeter at the moment. To get to Plymouth is about an hour from here by car. It's going to take us how long in the...
We'll be there in about 3.5 minutes.
Great.
So a little bit quicker than by car.
Quicker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still good. I've got mid-cap. So you give a pair to take off. We'll have to check here.
One of my favourite parts of the Great North Run is right at the beginning when you've just set off, you cross the Tyne Bridge, and there they come screaming overhead, the red arrows, and we all look up and cheer and wave.
I think the Great North Run, the red arrows, is synonymous. We've been lucky enough to do it for so many years that it's a huge point in our diary.
For us, it's one of the highlights of the season, and we do look forward to going up to Newcastle and conducting the fly past.
The team wouldn't function without the Blues, so our various support staff from engineers through to admin, really the guys in blue combined with the guys in red is what we call the team, and that's extremely important for everybody to remember.
It's a little bit like a Formula One pit crew, essentially. We all work very closely together.
So essentially
So you fly with him a lot?
Yes.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's alright.
That's what you call point of no return. It's a sort of training run, this really, isn't it?
Yeah, so we'll just go up as a pair and we'll try and give you the red arrows experience.
I didn't really know what to expect. We took off, I didn't realise we were going to take off as a pair, and suddenly you're up there and it's so quiet, it's so peaceful, beautiful.
Hello, boss. Well, hello, Red 6. I'm Red 6 temporarily. That was amazing. I loved it.
And it was fine for the first bit, and then they start doing the acrobatics.
It's an assault on the senses, so you're hearing, what you're seeing, what you're smelling, what you're feeling, everything is overloaded. The G-forces encountered are physically demanding, and the things that you're seeing and the tightness of the formation we're flying, really it blows your mind the first time you see it.
Well, it's interesting when you do selection, because that's the first time you fly a red arrow. When the boss calls smoke on, go, half of you is thinking, please don't mess this up and make this the best ever loop you can fly. But the other half is, this is a dream come true. I never thought I'd get anywhere near sitting 10 feet away from another red arrow.
The thing that really strikes you is the trust that they must have, these pilots, and you just have to take a deep breath and trust in your pilot.
I joined the Air Force to serve on a frontline squadron, and never really even entertained the idea that I'd be good enough to be a Red Arrows pilot. So it's not only that you're representing the RAF, you're representing the best of Britain, and so when you put it all together, in my mind, nothing really beats it, to be honest.
That was amazing! That was absolutely amazing. Wow, what a job they have.
Those young people out there that see us fly over the Tyne Bridge, see us at all the air shows around the world, trust me, if we can do it, absolutely anyone. The opportunity's there.
This year I will wave up. I'll be slightly envious because it'd be quite nice to hitch a lift to the finish line with the Red Arrows, but I've got 13.1 miles to run, so I'll have to keep going. I don't really like flying. I didn't really say that before.
What an experience.
It was one of the best things I've ever done, and I didn't really like flying before, but they've cured me. Definitely cured me. I love that.
And inspired you as well, because earlier in the day you said you were going for a good PB, or going for a good time. You weren't just treating this like a training run for Chicago, which is coming up very soon. So what did you do?
I did it in 1:39, so that was my fastest Great North Run and a minute off my PB. And you forget, every time I do this race, I forget how hilly it is. So I'm really pleased with that. I've been injured most of the summer, so it was great.
And I'm hearing as well from everybody who's coming out, and they're just shouting up saying the crowds are bigger and better than ever.
The crowds are wonderful. I've run so many races and the crowds are always great and really supportive, but I did think they were so warm and so friendly and cheering and wonderful, and it really does spur you on, and people shouting your name and waving at you, and it makes you go faster.
And did you actually get to wave to the red arrows at the beginning of the day?
When we filmed that, I was thinking, when I see the red arrows, and I'll go overhead and I'll wave. And actually we were too far ahead, and I heard them and I hardly saw them. They were behind the trees, but I waved anyway.
And we've said this all along about so many people today. It's a real family affair, and your little boy is up here in the studio with you, who is a bit of a runner himself, isn't he? And he's been inspired by Mummy.
This is Ollie. He is
Tell us what he did yesterday.
He's my official pacer now when we go to track, because he's faster than I am. We did the Junior and Great North yesterday, Ollie, didn't you? And how did you do?
I came ninth.
We came ninth out of 700 kids, so I was quite proud of him. It was great.
And he goes on your training runs with you as well?
We go to track together, and he runs 5K, so he's equaled my PB. So
wow.
I was hoping
I need to write that name down for the future.
I was hoping I'd get into double figures, or he'd get into double figures before he did that, but no, he's got me now.
Well done, Ollie. You've got an inspiring mum, haven't you, to keep up with her. Thank you so much, Sophie. I'm not sure we can get you up there in the red arrows every year.
I wish they'd drop me off at the finish line. It'd be much faster.
Might be a once in a lifetime experience, that. Well, there's a charity, the Jon Egging Trust, which is synonymous with the red arrows, of course, and every year we see plenty of guys and girls out on the course with their vests, their names on, raising funds and awareness for what is a truly incredible cause.
The Jon Egging Trust was set up after Jon was tragically killed flying with the team in 2011, and the trust was set up to inspire and encourage young people to be all they can be in life.
I'll always remember back in 2011 when we started the Great North Run. There's always going to be mixed emotions because, of course, I knew that it should have been Jon up there flying with the team.
I had known Emma and Jon for a long time, and was with Emma when Jon died in Bournemouth, because Monty was one of the Red Arrows at the same time as him, and I remember with absolute clarity that she knew what she wanted to do, and she had this core belief that there was something that she could do to turn this awful event of losing Jon into something really quite positive.
Back in 2012 we had our first programme with 8 young people, and we've since then grown to support 10,000 people across the country. Jon was a really inspirational person. He did what he could in the way that he could to help inspire people to look beyond whatever challenges they were facing and go on and excel.
Jon actually did exactly that for me. He was one of my flying instructors. After the charity was set up and I saw the fantastic work it was doing with children, I became quite passionate that I wanted to do all I could to help.
So we've got a really fantastic Jon Egging Trust running the Great North Run this year. We've got the Chief of the Air Staff, Sir Stephen Hillier, 2 of the ex-Reds, and fantastically, and I'm really, really proud to say that we've got Nathan, one of our Blue Skies graduates, all lacing up the trainers on the start line today.